All right, this is a story we've been talking about this morning. A U.S. Special Forces soldier has been arrested and charged for betting on the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. The Justice Department says the soldier was involved in that January operation and made more than $400,000 on a series of bets he placed with the online prediction platform Polymarket. CBS News Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Sganga explains.
Federal investigators believe this U.S. Army Special Forces soldier involved in the capture of Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela pocketed nearly $500,000 after allegedly placing a bet on the top secret raid hours before the president announced it.
The dictator and terrorist Maduro is finally gone in Venezuela.
Master Sgt. Gannon Ken Van Dyke is accused of betting more than $33,000 on Polymarket, a platform where people trade on the outcomes of future events, and netting winnings that topped $400,000. According to an indictment unsealed in the Southern District of New York, the communications specialist faces a slew of charges, including fraud and unlawful use of confidential government information for personal gain. President Trump said he would look into it.
That's like Pete Rose betting on his own team.
Asked if he's concerned government insiders are profiting off of prediction markets,
The whole world, unfortunately, has become somewhat of a casino. Every place they're doing these betting things. I was never much in favor of it. I don't like it.
According to the indictment, Van Dyke placed 13 Maduro and Venezuela-related bets over roughly 6 days. The soldier also allegedly took steps to conceal his identity. Just 3 days after Maduro's capture, Van Dyke asked Polymarket to delete his account. Then prosecutors say he switched the email associated with his profile. And in a statement, Polymarket said that it published enhanced market integrity rules designed to combat insider trading just last month and has cooperated with the Department of Justice, adding, quote, insider trading has no place on Polymarket. And this marks the first time the Justice Department has prosecuted someone accused of exploiting inside information for personal gain on Polymarket. Nicole Sganga, CBS News, Washington.
CBS News contributor and Free Press reporter Elliot Ackerman joins us now. He is a former CIA officer and Marine Corps veteran. Elliot, good morning to you again. Adriana and I were discussing just how brazen this appears to have been. Prediction markets are still relatively new. This gentleman was stationed at Fort Bragg. But what are the guidelines? What are soldiers explicitly told when it comes to this type of thing, betting and specifically in this type of scenario?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, these prediction markets are new. And so what we're seeing really across categories, whether it's, soldiers or even allegations of other government officials or really anyone with inside information, if they're going to Polymarket and leveraging that inside information, that is a crime. But we're seeing that Polymarket and other prediction markets are, pretty unregulated areas at this point.
And I think most people know that insider trading is illegal. Yeah. And I understand that the Justice Department said that the soldier actually had signed non-disclosure agreements where he promised to not divulge any information regarding military operations. Is that typical?
It depends on the level of classification that an individual is working on. But any type of inside information, if you were to take it to a Polymarket, just like in the private markets, that would cause a problem for you and possibly an indictment.
I just can't get over, like you said, Errol, that this was so brazen. I mean, multiple bets over 6 days, then you delete your account. Like, obviously, you're going to get caught.
Right.
So let's just put that to the side. But I would love to talk to you a bit about the national security question here. I mean, when you have people with inside information, putting it out into a public sphere in a way, even if it's in the form of a bet, is that a national security risk?
Well, I think it gets to the very core of, of service and our government. I mean, what we're seeing on Polymarket is that, people can basically, bet on almost anything. So in the past, insider information and insider trading was really regulated to sort of specific parts of the financial system because there was no market to bet on whether a building was going to get built or bet on any type of public program. And now with these new platforms like Polymarket, it allows anybody with advanced information to bet on basically anything in a field that is largely unregulated.
Yeah.
And just before we let you go, you know, he may face decades in prison if found guilty on all the separate charges. I wonder if the government wants to make an example of him, since this is new. I mean, he created his account in December. This operation was in January. What would you recommend as far as discouraging this type of behavior in a very loud and real way?
I think just there needs to be very clear rules around the regulation of these prediction markets, because if there are not clear rules, then it starts to create a little bit of a breakdown in society if any endeavor anyone is working on is something that we're all constantly betting on. So there's some really large ethical issues at stake here, and I hope the leadership of the country is paying attention to them.
Elliot, thank you so much. You know, Elliot brings up such a good point. These Polymarkets really just expand the geography of things that can be bet on and where you can have insider trading and information being leaked for bad reasons, rather than before it was really just related to Wall Street and companies or you know, treasuries or whatever it is. But now it's like anything.
Yeah, it's
anything's
scary.
Game.
It's frightening.